Hello out there and welcome to R on R. I thought I would show you an alternate taping location. This is my study. It's not as acoustically good as my garden shed, but occasionally when my wife is out of the house, I can record here, or whenever the weather is not so good, I can do that. I wanted to talk to you today, though, about something that has crossed my mind a lot since I stepped down from my full-time job. Now, I told you last time I used to work on the radio, and they asked me back just today to do a special broadcast with them. And so I went up there and did a few minutes with them and went on my way, and have a couple of pictures for you on that. And one of the things that I have noticed since retiring is the difference of the way my former coworkers treated me. Now, I'm not saying that I'm treated bad. They're actually very warm. They welcome me right in, but it's quite obvious that the relationship has changed. Now, I noticed this at first, really when I went from a member of the staff to a member of the management some years ago. And I noticed that immediately the people who I was very friendly with and worked alongside of treated me with a different way after I became manager. And it's understandable. I'm now going from coworker to supervisor, and you have to be a little bit more on your manners for something like that, or at least that's what they think. And it took me by surprise at that time. And once again, I'm taken a little by surprise because I go back in there, and these are the same people that I worked with for 10 years for most of them, and longer for a few of them. And they treated me very warmly, but they were a little distant. I was no longer the boss and no longer a coworker, really, but a guest. And they treated me like they treat other guests, which is very warmly. But it's a difference in feeling. It's a matter of, while they're happy to have you around, you're not really part of their group anymore. You're not going through the same things that they're going through. You are a person of leisure, at least by the way they look at it, and they still have to come to work every day, and they have things that have to be accomplished before the day is out, before the week is out. And I don't have that anymore. And I'm pretty happy about that, I have to say. I don't particularly care for the idea of having to work a 9 to 5. I've had that. I've had the stress of it. I understand the stress that they go through in getting that job done, but they don't really identify with me as well as they once did, and perhaps I don't identify with them as well as I once did. So that's one of the things that takes me aback. I mean, like I said, I had a very nice reception by them, and as I said, I work a show a week. But usually I go in, I say hi to everybody, I go in, I sit down, I do the show, and I get out of the way. Don't really have time to sit down and have conversations with them. They're busy people. I don't worry too much about that. But today, where I can sit down and visit, they're, I wouldn't say guarded, but at the same time, it's kind of like an old relative visiting. You know, you put on your company manners and you offer them things and you try to make them comfortable, and it is different. And it's something that's, if not astonishing, it is certainly markedly different than what I was used to there. I can understand why some people never want to go back to where they have worked before because of that change in relationship, perhaps. Anyway, just a little thought, a little observation, and something that they always warn about in all the articles that I've read about retirement is that you have to be careful that you have friends outside of the workplace. And unfortunately, the workplace has been the new neighborhood. We don't know who our neighbors are. We don't know anybody that's outside of work, and so we tend to work with and to a certain extent socialize with the people that we work with. And when we go to visit them, they're busy, they're doing work. You, not so much. So it's a good idea to cultivate other friends outside of your workplace, because even after retirement, they treat you pretty much the same, although they do ask that question, how's retirement going for you? I say busy, and they chuckle. But it is. And there's, like everything else in the world, always something to think about when things change. So, my thoughts for the day. Thank you for joining us. Please subscribe to the channel if you will, and we'll talk to you soon. Don't go far.